In today's episode, we're going to be going over some of the craziest and strangest videos that I could find online. Let's get into it.
Yeah, with these handheld ones. Oh, there it is. There it is. Oh shit! Look at that. We got it. We got it. Oh my god! Look at that thing. I don't know how I got on it like that. That was hard to do. Whew. Man, this is gonna be hard to hold still. Jesus, can somebody record this, please? I mean, it's getting recorded. Can you guys share this real quick? This thing is freaking crazy looking. Look at it. Can you guys share this screen? Can you share this live? Real quick. 6 people. Just 6 people. Hit the heart a bunch of times. Get a bunch of people in here. This thing's badass. Can everybody screen record this? Screen record it, please, please, please. Get close up on it. I want to see what you guys are finding in here. Look at the thing glowing. I can't believe I'm holding it this still. My back is not... Wait, I gotta adjust my back. Oh, oh my god, I would kill for a tripod. Screen record it. Everybody screen record this and share it tomorrow. If you tag me, that would be freaking cool. You don't have to, though. You don't have to tag me. But... oh my god, it's got... it looks like it's got little fuzzy hairs on it. It looks crazy. This is live, guys. This is live. I just happened to put the lens on perfectly and I zoomed right in on it. That was actually lucky. Now I'm having problems getting it. Trying to keep it still. It looks like it has a little smiley face. Oh, I would do anything for a tripod right now. I don't know how much longer I can hold it like this. How do you screen record? Somebody answer her. Oh, it's getting smaller. It's getting smaller. I can still see it with my eyes, though. I'm looking at it. Dude, it's glitching out. Oh, it flew away. It flew away. Look, look, look. It flew away. It's flying. That's why it was doing that. That's why it was doing that. Fucking A. That was awesome. Dude. Dude. Look at that. Holy shit. Oh, I'm not supposed to curse. Jesus Christ. That's why it was glitching like that, because it was freaking turning. That's the second one I've gotten. That was better, though. That was way better than the first one. Look at that. What the hell, man? You guys, I hope you guys are screen recording this. This will blow up tomorrow. Just post it tomorrow morning. Look at that. We got it. We got it. I didn't know what was going on, and I looked up and the thing was blinking and flying away. Jesus. Oh, look at that, too. That's kind of cool. Look at that thing. That was a freaking orb. Did you see that? You guys got that, right? Did you see that orb? That was freaking... I was trying not to lose my shit, but that orb was freaking amazing. Holy crap. That was... Am I wrong to say that might be the coolest orb I've ever? Tell me that wasn't the cool... Gee, I'm just trying to remember what it looked like. It was like fuzzy, crazy. Oh, it was nuts. You got record it, man. Post that tomorrow. Blow it up. Blow it up. Give me credit if you want. I would appreciate it, because that was awesome. But oh my god, I can't wait tomorrow, man. That's what I'm gonna do when I have my coffee tomorrow. I'm gonna be doing the... Oh, dude, we got you. You couldn't hold it together anymore. You could not hold the orb together anymore. He couldn't keep going. He had to turn into a Dior bag. You see him? He was skitzing out. We got it. We got it. Where's my plane guy? Where's the plane guy? Oh, that's why you come out here, right? That's why we come out here, guys. To see crazy stuff like that. That was crazy. That was the craziest thing I ever caught. That was the craziest.
I mean, that is really good footage of something up close that was really hard to see. The reaction and everything seems genuine, though. I think that it was just a close-up shot of that plane. It was really blurry and distorted on camera, and when he zoomed out, it revealed it was a plane. Let me know what you guys think in the comments.
I just happened to look out, and I seen the black figure standing in the woods. It creeped me out. I thought maybe it was some person, but the more I looked at it, the more I realized that it was a lot bigger than a normal person would be. and I could see that it had like beady eyes. There were no white parts to the eye. It was just solid black, and it wasn't blinking or anything. It was just staring me down.
You know, a few videos back, I was talking about when I was a kid, I seen something in the woods that kind of looked like a big guy in a ghillie suit. That's actually kind of how it looked. I'm not saying it was a Bigfoot. I'm not saying that's a Bigfoot, but that brought back the memory. Let me know what you guys think it is.
November 22nd, 1987 was a pretty normal evening for television viewers in Chicago. That night, like every night, Dan Rome was covering sports on WGN-TV Channel 9. Then suddenly, the signal was disrupted and screens across the city cut to black. Engineers at WGN-TV thought their transmitters were failing. They weren't. A few seconds later, this happened.
What the f?
WGN's broadcast signal had been hijacked in what is now known as the Max Headroom incident. WGN-TV was able to act quickly and get their signal back, but 2 hours later it would happen again to another TV station, and there was nothing they could do to stop it.
Hey, if you haven't done so already and you're enjoying the show, give it a like, and if you're new to the channel, subscribe. For everyone that's currently watching and or subscribed, thank you guys so much for supporting the channel.
Inside an airplane is an employee who's recording a video showing what he does in a typical workday. As part of a cleaning crew, his main job is to clean planes that have just landed. This is something that he often does at night, especially with planes that are big enough to hold the most trash. But one night, he decides to do something different. Rather than leaving the plane that he just cleaned, he stays behind. Usually, a cabin cleaner moves on to clean the next aircraft, but seeing that his work was done and that no passengers would board the plane for a while, he stays. Purely for the fun of it, he does this. But this experience was anything but fun, because as he hides in the back of the plane, this happens.
I know I'm not dumb enough to lift those shades up because I got my flash on in here. They're gonna catch my ass if they see. I ain't gonna lie to y'all though, it's mad cold in here. And it's dark. I mean, I know it doesn't look that dark on the camera, but it's dark. Let's go! Let's go! Right, sitting on the back of the plane. And y'all probably think I'm insane. Probably think I'm doing this for fame. Probably think I'm doing this for fame.
Caught off guard, he walks over to see if anyone's there, but to his shock, the space is completely empty. Somehow, the seatbelt flings out towards the aisle in sudden motion without there being someone on the seat. It seemingly throws itself as if unbuckled by a passenger who's eager to get off the plane. Whatever it was that just happened scared the living daylights out of him, so much so that he scurries back to his hiding spot in the back of the plane. Hours pass, and he gets off the plane after personnel finds him inside. All in all, this experience has left him so rattled that he continues to share updates talking about this incident and mentioning how he should have stayed out of this plane. It goes without saying, but this incident has spooked him beyond belief.
Haunted or not, I'd be afraid of getting fired for posting a video like that online. And I mean, the story's a little weird. He went back there and hid for hours and then he was found. I'm pretty certain he could have just left at any time if he worked there.
Okay, there's nobody here, right? Nobody here. What is that? Because it is not me. This is me leaving, closing the door. What is that? Here comes the door back opening. And nobody's there. But yet. Hi.
The only thing that I think that it could be is possibly the wall that's beside her is that shadow figure. If she was to shut the door all the way, I think the shadow would just straight up disappear because it's the wall. That's my only theory. Let me know what you guys think it was.
Look at that. Dude, somebody explain this to me. And watch this number. This number is going to continue to raise. It's going to go up in the hundreds and hundreds. Let's check out these other little settings. Let's see what we got. Something's funny about this. What do y'all think about this, man? What's making it? How is it going up? I mean, where's the power coming from? Does anybody know where the power is coming from? Look at this right here. So look, we see where we're at there, right? Look, when you pull it out, it goes away. Watch. Look at that. Dude, that is crazy, isn't it? Hold on, let's test it again. Let's test in the leg. That's more like the stomach, I guess. What on earth? Whoa. Dude. That is weird. Whoa.
I mean, he did ask to explain how, so I'll explain it the best way that I know how. With him using a multimeter to test a currency between whatever he plugs it into, really doesn't prove that it is a battery or an energy providing thing. Now, I'm not saying that trees and plants do not provide some kind of electrical currency, because they definitely do. But the reason why it's reading as a current or a voltage could be due to a number of reasons. One of the biggest ones is moisture being in the ground and in the tree. And it looks like he has this device set to reading ohms, so technically he's reading the resistance of the electrical flow. You asked, that was my input. Whether it was good or not, let me know.
Y'all, this is not a drill. Everybody sit down, because scientists have discovered something massive beneath the pyramid of Khafre. I'm not gonna lie, this is kind of blowing my mind, and I really hope this gets peer-reviewed soon, and you're gonna see why in a minute. So the authors of the study, Corrado Malanga and Filippo Biondi, developed this cutting-edge technology called synthetic aperture radar, or SAR for short. It basically uses sound waves and vibrations to create a super high-res image of things we cannot see with our naked eye, like what lies beneath the Egyptian pyramids. They already concluded their findings on the Giza pyramid back in 2022, which is this study right here. But then on March 15th, so just last week, they did a press release on the Khafre pyramid. And the findings from that are rocking the archaeology world. Okay, so what you're looking at is a bunch of SAR images taken from different angles. This would be the base of the pyramid, and beneath it are these 5 identical horizontal lines. Each one of these horizontal structures are connected via geometric pathway, and inside each one of these structures are 5 different levels with sloping roofs. And the structure keeps going. I mean, take a look at this. This next part is not such a butso. Below the 5 columns are these 8 cylindrical structures that seem to be vertical wells because they're hollow on the inside. And each one is surrounded by this descending spiral pathway of some sort. I don't know if it's a staircase or a coil. We need to have more information on that, for sure. And then these 8 cylinders are atop these 2 massive cubes that are 80 meters by 80 meters. This entire structure sits 648 meters deep. For my American friends, that's more than 2,000 feet deep. For context, that's bigger than the pyramids themselves. So what the heck are these structures that are so massive, bigger than the pyramids themselves, but they keep them underneath where no one can see them? But that's not all. The entire structure extends 2 kilometers below the surface and continues beneath all 3 pyramids in the Giza Plateau. Corrado and Filippo believe the structure has to be some sort of mechanical or functional system. It's not ritualistic or anything to do with the tombs itself. which is in line with the other long-held theories that the pyramids serve as some sort of power-generating machine that harnesses the Earth's natural frequencies. They think the cylindrical wells could be where this energy is stored, which is why the star was detecting vibrations inside these structures. The researchers plan to do a 4-hour-long presentation that goes into further detail, but until then, let's wait for this study to get peer-reviewed, because if validated and if legitimate, this is literally groundbreaking.
Hey, this pyramid discovery is everywhere right now online. I said a long time ago, and I don't even know what video, but a long time ago now, I said I don't know why they didn't start doing this sooner. We've had this technology for a while, and there's some really obvious places that we should have been hitting this stuff with a long time ago. But I can't wait to see a little bit more of what comes out of this. Let me know your thoughts and theories. This one's a pretty interesting one.
We now know exactly what happens when you're in a coma, and let's just say it ain't pretty. This is probably one of the worst things that could ever happen to you in your life. And this doesn't just happen to people in comas. I mean, let me explain. First of all, we all know what a coma is. Sometimes people get put in them medically, sometimes you just end up in one. Often comas are quite short, but sometimes they go on for years and years and years. You're literally being fed while you're asleep. But one big question people have had for a long time is, what actually happens when you're in a coma? Like, do you dream? Does it actually feel as long as it's been? Or does it just feel like you've gone to sleep, woken up in the morning, but it's 5 years later? There's been a lot of Reddit threads and talk online about this recently, and this is mental. Interviews done with around 10 different people who were in long-term comas had completely different opinions. Around 3 of the people had said that it was just nothing. They just went to sleep, woke up, it kind of felt longish, but then they were just back. 4 people said that they were watching a dream, but it went quite quick and then they woke up. One person mentioned having locked-in syndrome, but no one realised they had it, so they could see, feel, hear everything for 3 years, but no one knew. But then you get to the 2 other people. Take a listen to this. These 2 men had said that they didn't even remember going into a coma until they woke up. They were in a car crash, and then they remember being in hospital, waking up, getting out of the bed and going and living their lives. One man actually said that he had his dream house, dream car, wife, family, kids, a job which was high paying. He was pretty much living his dream life. Until after living his entire life, he woke up in the coma in the bed. He had imagined his entire existence while he was inside of this coma, and a couple of the people on this test said the same thing. There's also been reports of this just happening day to day, not people in comas. People in a car crash, passing out, they live an entire life and then they wake up and it's been 5 minutes. The brain is crazy and we know how insane it is from dreams that we can have that feel extremely real, which is why this sort of stuff actually does happen.
Yeah, living a whole lifetime and then waking up really sucks. I've been there. Don't want to do it again. Not like that.
You need to see this because the shit I'm about to show you is about to scare the hell out of you. So in Daytona, there has been reports, sightings of UAP, people saying they hear strange noises at night, and there has even been power outages. So they're saying that the US military spotted a gigantic ship underwater. And allegedly, this ship that they spotted, it wasn't something that we made. And in that same area, you have some people saying that they seen something. As a matter of fact, look at this shit. It's nighttime. And that's not the sun. Look at that. Look at that. It's crazy. That's crazy. That's not the sun, and that's not the moon either. Coming out my chest right now, bro. The voices in that video clearly stated that that's not the sun or the moon. So what is that shining that bright? Now, I don't know if y'all remember last week, the lady that says she speaks to extraterrestrial people said that last week we were supposed to see a mothership and nobody seen it. And everybody doubted her. Could this be that mothership? Could this be the 2 motherships that she said we would see? Whatever that is, that's not normal.
Is Venus just smaller and closer and in front of the moon right here? Or is the moon transparent and we're seeing through it to Venus? This photograph was taken last week. It is Venus through the moon. Through the moon. It reminds us of certain patterns on flags we've seen before. I figured everyone would be covering this, so I didn't bother. But I haven't seen anyone covering it yet. But either Venus is little bitty and in front of the moon, or the moon is just transparent and we're seeing Venus through the moon, which we should never be able to see Venus anyway. It's orbiting closer to the sun, supposedly, and Anytime it's night, we're on the side facing away from the sun, right? In this model. So Venus is orbiting closer. It'll always be behind the ball of Earth. So that's at least 2 impossibilities in one photo. How many more impossibilities can you think about when it comes to the heliocentric model of Earth?
Why did the landing from the astronauts who were stuck in space look AI? Now we all know the astronauts who were stranded in space came home the other day. And I was watching the NASA live, and to me the shit looked like a video game, y'all. Am I the only one? I swear, to me, it looked like I was watching a new GTA trailer. Tell me if I'm tripping. I'm going to show y'all the video. Just look at everything. Look at the water, everything. Then if you was watching the live, she said after splashdown, they were going to pull up on boats like it was going to take them 30 minutes. It legit took them like 2 to 3 minutes. So I was confused, like, you just said 30 minutes. Anyway, here's the video of the astronauts landing from space.
Parachutes will slow it down from 350.
To me, it looked like a video game, y'all.
That was 600.
The graphics is getting crazy. That camera is crazy. It looks so crazy, y'all. I'm glad they made it home safe. Aren't y'all?
And as you can see on your
The water looks so perfect, y'all. It's crazy.
Yeah, I have to admit, that landing looks incredibly CGI. I have another video coming up here in just a second where this guy puts it through some kind of AI debunker to let you know whether it's AI generated or not. So we'll see the results of that here in just a minute. But again, like I said, it really does look AI generated. I'm fairly certain it's just a drone shot orbiting around, but it just doesn't even look real.
This is Hive Moderation AI. I have just uploaded the video of the Dragon capsule landing in the ocean because I'm convinced that it is AI generated. Hive Moderation detects AI generated video. So let's see what it comes up with. And 18 minutes later, here is our result. Overall, the video is likely to contain AI generated or deepfake content. Wow.
I mean, it does not necessarily prove that it's AI, but that is a pretty good tool, I would say. I mean, that's really crazy. You can move around the world that doesn't even exist outside of the video. That's wild technology to me. But with that being said, it does say that there's some elements of this video that does seem very AI. My eyes agree with that. I just can't believe such a big company like SpaceX and all the other organizations that were a part of this, they have to know that there are systems out there that debunk AI videos, so why would they risk making an AI video if people could just easily debunk it? I would think that they would think further than that and not make an AI generated video. Let me know what you guys think. I'm not 100% convinced that it's AI, but dang it if it doesn't really make me think.
Tartaria was this empire, highly advanced. Let us take the matter of history, which along with religion, language, and literature, core of a people's cultural heritage. For example, on the 9th of August, 1944, the Central Committee of the Communist Party issued a directive ordering the parties to proceed to the scientific revision of the history of Tartaria. Tartar history was to be falsified in order to eliminate references to Great Russia aggressions and hide the fact of the real course of the Tartar-Russian relations.
Wow. What does that all mean?
So basically,
it existed.
That just made me freak out a little bit.
Yeah.
Because we talked about the Mandela effect.
Yep.
Also talked about with the Smithsonian, like the Native Americans and like how developed they were and like how they connected to people groups from all over the world. But the Smithsonian's like, no, we're going to write history like this.
Yeah.
They were isolated and dumb.
Yeah, it can't be vindicated because it didn't exist.
Yeah.
It's like, what are you talking about? This is what happened.
They Yeah. won't-
Can you prove it differently? It's like, well, no, because you ruined it. Like, you took everything.
They are not. They are not.
I think I have these sets of videos figured out. A lot of people on the internet are really baffled by these videos. There's a bunch of different types of this specific video. People cannot determine whether it's AI, they cannot determine whether it's CGI built in like a game engine. I think that it's a drone that has very special lights attached. It's a custom thing that someone modified a drone. They took the blinker lights off and they added laser lights to the bottom of it. That's why it's able to go through the clouds. It looks like it's behind clouds, in front of clouds. It's because it's an actual light on a drone. That also explains the sporadic movement. That's my only guess if it's not CGI or AI. It's just a customized and modified drone to fool people. And this video is really taking over the internet.
The following footage comes from a man with the handle name of Hoodie out of East Detroit. When I first was reviewing this video, I couldn't see what he was seeing. I thought maybe it's a flag that's reflecting on the ground from the house. But then you see the creature. There is something on top of the house and it's not a flag. This is something else. Take a look at this footage. Tell me what you think.
The fuck is that? Ain't shit up there. Ain't shit up there. So what the fuck? Fuck is that? Fuck is that? Alright. Hey, I'm black. We get the fuck up out of here.
I'm pretty sure that that's like a squirrel or a chipmunk going up the wall or a pole, and it's just a shadow being cast. But that's my guess. Let me know what you guys think.
Hey friends, breaking news at the Pyramid of Giza. You are not going to believe what they found, not only inside the Great Pyramids, but underneath the Great Pyramids. This discovery is going to change everything that we know about, well, everything. Check this out, guys. So in 2022, they used this new type of technology. It's called synthetic aperture radar Doppler tomography, and it's something that they can use to look inside of things. And they use this kind of radar to make this like 3D model of the interior of things, and they can see stuff with this technology that you can't see any other way. And when they did this, they found some remarkable things that they didn't expect to find inside the pyramid. Like these 5 new chambers that they didn't know existed before, and this unique sloping roof that they can't really explain. But when they redid this experiment a couple years later, that's when things got real crazy. So this is the pyramid, and this is underground. They found 8 of these gigantic columns that go down over a mile, guys, down into the ground. And you see these things that are wrapped around them? They think that these are actually staircases, pathways that go down, but they also act as like a coil that you would find on some sort of like an electromagnetic battery or something like that. And these things go down over a mile into the ground, and you're never gonna believe what they go into. All 8 of them feed into these 2 gigantic cubes. These cubes are hundreds of feet wide and tall. Now, this is super significant because in the Emerald Tablets and all sorts of other ancient texts and books and things like that, they have talked about things underneath the Great Pyramid, like the halls of Amenti and these secret libraries of Atlantis and things like that. And now we're finding these gigantic columns that go down over a mile from the base of the pyramid into these gigantic cube rooms. So the official findings just came out a few days ago, and they say near the base of the pyramid, 5 identical structures are seen connected by geometric pathways. Inside each of these are 5 horizontal levels and a sloping roof. This is what's above. This is what's actually inside the pyramid. Below these 5 structures are 8 cylindrical structures which appear to be vertical wells, hollow inside and surrounded by descending spiral pathways. These 8 vertically aligned cylindrical structures, arranged in 2 parallel rows from north to south, descend to a depth of 648 meters. That is so far down, where they all merge into 2 large cubic structures measuring approximately 80 meters per side. The entire structure extends approximately 2 kilometers beneath the surface. That's 1.2 miles. and extends beneath all 3 pyramids of the Giza Plateau complex. Holy cow, guys. So not only did they find 5 new structures inside the Great Pyramid that have never been discovered and explored before, but underneath the pyramid, going down over a mile, are 8 gigantic tubes surrounded by spiral staircases that feed into these 2 huge boxes. Now, what could these things do? Well, the paper goes on to hypothesize. The massive underground structure revealed by the recent SAR data shows what appear to be a mechanical or functional system, and this has been hypothesized in the past. Nikola Tesla believed that the pyramids could harness Earth's natural frequencies. This arguably inspired his experiments in wireless energy transmission scalar waves. In the Giza power plant, Christopher Dunn, this is a book, argued that the Great Pyramid was a power-generating machine using resonant and acoustic forces to convert mechanical stress into electricity. In the Giza Death Star, another book, Joseph Farrell proposed that the Great Pyramid of Giza was a weapon of mass destruction using a type of physics that he calls paleophysics to focus energy as a scalar weapon. Death Star? Now, I don't know what they're for, but all I know is with the whole Chris Bledsoe coming up Easter thing of next year, and the gaze of the Red Star Regulus and the Sphinx and the opening of the Atlantis, library, and all these things that have been prophesized, and now we're finding this. Ooh, all I know is keep your eyes on these pyramids, baby, because things are getting really interesting. Let me know what you guys think about this. Have a beautiful day.
All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and end today's video. As always, I want to thank you guys for watching these clips with me. And with that being said, have a good day.